guys, welcome to DDM Health News Update today. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Welcome to a new week to our program, Your Health, Your Wealth. As a reminder to you viewers, try to subscribe to our news channel, that is Diaspora Digital Media, if you have not, so you don't miss all the packages I have for you today. So, what's the latest news update today? The federal government has raised a fresh concern over breast cancer in men, not women, no, warning that men with unusually large breasts may be at higher risk of developing the disease. The coordinator of the National Cancer Control Program, NCCP, at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Uche Nwoku, made this known during an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria, that is NAN, on Saturday in Abuja. Dr. Nwoku noted that while breast cancer is generally rare among men, because only women that would hear say they get breast cancer, this undergoing hormonal treatment to alter their body structures, particularly for gender transition, are also at an increased risk. Men have breast tissue too, of course, and that means they can develop breast cancer. Though it is not common, it is real, of course. We have seen cases in Nigeria. He disclosed that. According to him, hormonal imbalance, especially when the male hormone testosterone drops and female hormone estrogen becomes dominant, can trigger breast enlargement in men, a condition known as gynecomastia. He warned that this condition could potentially lead to breast cancer if not properly handled. The hormone that makes women's breasts develop is also present in men. Testosterone usually keeps it in check, but once estrogen becomes dominant, either due to sickness, therapy, or environmental factors, there is a risk, he explained. Dr. Nwoku further explained that men with larger breasts face a greater risk of developing breast cancer compared to those with average sized breasts. So please check your breast though, you men this time around. He identified generic predisposition as another risk factor, advising men from families with a history of breast cancer to be particularly conscious. For those with family history, even slight environmental changes can activate those genes. Such individuals need to be very, very vigilant. Dr. Okonu also warned about it, highlighting the dangers of hormones therapy for cosmetic or transition purposes. When men take female hormones to appear more feminine, they are increasing their exposure to cancer-causing hormonal changes. So please, men, be careful. On the issue of data and detection, the cancer experts acknowledged that most male breast cancer cases are detected late because many men do not associate symptoms with cancer until they are being diagnosed. He said this challenge is part of why the federal government has officially declared cancer a reportable disease, with ongoing efforts to strengthen cancer diagnosis and data collection across the country. As part of preventive measures, Dr. Nwoku advised Nigerian men to regularly check for unusual lumps or swellings in their chest area and seek immediate medical attention if any abnormal growth is noticed. Don't ignore them. Anything strange in the body, make sure you look out for it. Check it and insist on proper test lab. So please have that at the back of your mind. Up next, former Labour Party presidential candidate and ex-governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, has once again taken a sweep at the Nigerian government over the poor state of the nation's healthcare system, urging a national rethink in planning and investment with emphasis on human capital development. Of course, that was what he said. Well, Obi also added that the rate of development in Nigeria is very poor. Obi made the call on Saturday while delivering the keynote address at an event jointly organized by ANAP doctors in North America and the University of Nigeria Aluminium Association, held at the Eco Hotel, Lagos. The event was themed Beyond Borders, Uniting for Medical Excellence, Strengthening Our Aluminium, and Inspiring the Next Generation. In a statement shared via his official handle on X on Sunday, Obi decried the level of neglect in Nigeria's healthcare infrastructure, warning that true development should not be measured by physical infrastructure alone, but by improvement in the Human Development Index, that is the HID. The most critical measures of development are not in road constructions or fancy buildings, but in the health and well-being of the people, which is why we say health is wealth. Same applies to education and poverty alleviation, Mr. B stated. Obi painted a grim picture of Nigeria's healthcare reality, revealing that 70% of the country's primary healthcare centers remain non-functional due to dilapidated infrastructure and severe shortage of skilled manpower. He lamented that Nigeria currently operates at only 10% of the doctor-to-population ratio recommended by the World Health Organization. A stark contrast to countries like India, which he said, despite its massive population, has attained nearly 80% of the ideal ratio. India, with a population nearly 7 times ours, has not only achieved a far better doctor-to-population ratio, it is also rapidly expanding its network of medical colleges, he explained. Obi also drew a parallel with South Africa, noting that the country's 2024/2025 healthcare budget is more than double of what Nigeria allocated to the sector between 2021 to 2025, even though Nigeria's population is more than 3 times that of South Africa. He criticized the government's borrowing culture, alleging the billions of dollars borrowed to support this sector have not yielded visible results. We have borrowed massively from multilateral agencies, including over $11 billion from the World Bank between 2023 and now, all for the healthcare and medical education. But the outcomes are disappointing, Obi stated. The former governor insisted that Nigeria's budgeting model must be urgently reviewed to prioritize key sectors that directly impact the people. Governments must urgently realign its planning and spending priorities. Our borrowed funds should go into healthcare, education, and lifting citizens out of poverty. That is what truly translates to development, he added. He, however, applauded the initiative of the organizers of raising $1 million to support healthcare-related programs and interventions, describing it as a lauded step in the right direction. My deepest appreciation goes to the Unicoma alumni, professionals, and their friends for this notable fundraising. It is a commendable act of patriotism and generosity, Obi stated. Up next, medical experts in maternal health have raised the alarm over excessive vomiting in pregnancy, saying the condition, known medically as hyperemesis gravidarum, could be triggered by several factors, including malaria, urinary tract infections, vitamin B deficiency, and psychological distress. They further explained that the condition, which is often mistaken for regular morning sickness, yes, that's what we call it, is more intense and can pose serious health threats to both mother and child if not properly managed. According to the experts, pregnancies involving twins or multiples are particularly at risk, owing to the presence of a larger placenta, which can heighten the hormonal surges responsible for vomiting. Speaking exclusively with Sponge Healthwise, Professor Christopher Amiaku, a renowned consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, noted that while some vomiting is expected in early pregnancy, persistent and excessive vomiting should not be overlooked. Not at all this time around. Vomiting in early pregnancy is usually due to the rise in human gonadotropin levels. But when the vomiting becomes excess, you have to start thinking beyond normal pregnancy symptoms. He explained that apart from twin pregnancies, other contributors such as malaria, a prevalent illness in many parts of Nigeria, can worsen vomiting. Malaria, even outside pregnancy, causes vomiting, of course. So, when it occurs in a pregnant woman, the situation is compounded. Professor Amiku, who also serves as the second vice president of the Society of Gynecology and Obstetrics of Nigeria, that is SOGUN, added that vitamin B deficiency, urinary tract infections, and even psychological issues like anxiety or lack of partner support can all aggravate the condition. Some women lose a lot of fluids and electrolytes, leading to serious weaknesses that requires hospitalization. Dehydration can also affect the baby's development if not quickly addressed. The discussion gained renewed attention after popular Nollywood actress Adesuwa Etomi Willington took a social media to share a distressing story of a pregnant woman who reportedly took her own life after battling hyperemesis gravidarum without medical support. Her post sparked a wave of online confessions from women who had endured similar experiences, many of whom said they never knew the medical name of the condition. However, Professor Amiku clarified that while the condition can lead to severe exhaustion and emotional stress, there is currently no scientific evidence linking hyperemesis gravidarum directly to suicide. In Delta State, Professor Lawrence Omo Awoja of Delta State University Teaching Hospital, Abaraka, corroborated these concerns, warning that the condition could become life-threatening if not properly managed. Prolonged vomiting can lead to dehydration, weight loss, and electrolyte imbalance. In some cases, the body starts breaking down fat for energy, which leads to ketone production. That is a harmful process, he explained. According to him, hyperemesis gravidarum often starts earlier than typical morning sickness, usually between 4 and 6 weeks into the pregnancy, and can last longer, even throughout the entire 9 months in some cases. While the exact cause remains unclear, Omo Awoja listed potential factors including hormonal shifts, genetics, gastrointestinal changes, and emotional stress. Though rare, affecting only about 0.3 to 3% of pregnancies, it remains a serious concern, he added. Both experts urge pregnant women not to dismiss persistent vomiting as normal, just like we see it. Go to hospital immediately if the vomiting is too much. Please do that. You may need to be rehydrated or tested for malaria and infections. Early actions can save lives. They also encourage public health awareness around the condition, calling for more sensitization in both urban and rural areas, especially among first-time mothers. Well, finally, in a bold response to the ripple effect of sudden foreign aid suspension, the federal government has allocated an additional $200 million to the nation's health sector in its 2025 budget, The World Health Organization has revealed this. The WHO Director General, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, made this known in a statement posted on the organization's official website on Sunday. Ghebreyesus explained that Nigeria's financial move is part of a broader response by countries reeling from unexpected and unplanned aid calls, which have continued to strain health systems, especially in these fragile economies. This development comes in the wake of an executive order earlier issued on January by the Trump administration, which halted foreign aid for a 90-day period, although a subsequent waiver allowed for the continued provision of HIV medication and medical services under the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, that is PEPFAR. The disruption sent shockwaves across global health programs. According to the WHO, health services disruptions were recorded in no fewer than 70% of its surveyed country offices following calls in official development assistance of health. These findings, based on a rapid assessment conducted by WHO across more than 100 countries, underscores the urgent need for coordinated global action to cushion the effects of these financial shocks, Ghebreyesus said. The report highlighted a bleak picture in several countries, with nearly 3/4 experiencing severe service disruptions and about a quarter recording health facility closures. Wow. Additionally, rising out-of-pocket healthcare costs, job losses among health workers, and critical shortages in medicine supply chains were also noted. To navigate the crisis, Ghebreyesus said many countries have begun revising their budget, cutting operational costs, and exploring innovative fundraising strategies. He cited South Africa, which has approved an extra $1.5 billion for health in 2025. Kenya, where the health ministry is seeking an additional $250 million, and Ghana, which is also working to close financing gaps. In Nigeria's case, the $200 million budget increment is expected to help mitigate service disruptions, boost our supply chains, and safeguard vulnerable populations for catastrophic health expenditures. Dr. Ghebreyesus also advised government to prioritize the poor, protect essential health services, and avoid indiscriminate spending cuts that could further weaken health systems. There are cost-saving measures countries can adopt, such as improving procurement systems, pooling purchases, minimizing overhead costs, and using health technology assessment to make evidence-based decisions, he added. He also encouraged countries to consider generating new revenue through health taxes on harmful products like tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks, an approach that has seen success in countries like South Africa, Thailand, and the Philippines. In the long run, he noted, countries without social or community-based health insurance systems must exploit such frameworks to guarantee financial sustainability and wider coverage. However, Ghebreyesus admitted that not only strategies are universally applicable, particularly in countries with weak tax systems or a large informal economy. For such nations, concessional loans and tailored technical assistance will be necessary. WHO remains committed to helping countries identify and implement the most suitable strategies. Well, that was the conclusion of Mr. Ghebreyesus. So viewers, this will be all on your health